Good morning, children. Today we are starting the topic body fluids and circulation, chapter 18. So, first of all, we should know that every cell of our body is to be provided with oxygen and food, so that the food will oxidize and will provide energy. This we have seen in the previous chapter. Now, once the food and oxygen is to be transported, then the waste material is formed in the form of carbon dioxide and various other excretory materials are formed that are also to be carried out from their source to the part of the body from where it is to be eliminated. Like carbon dioxide is formed in the cell, so it is to be brought to the lungs from where it is eliminated. So that way there is a need of a circulating medium. There is a need of a body fluid which carries the useful product to the cell and which brings back the waste material formed by the cell to the respective organ from where it is eliminated. So in lower forms of life, as you have seen in the animal kingdom, that like in porifera and in coelenterata, in sponges and in hydra, if we take the example, so they have a water canal system. So water brings the food and oxygen and it is diffused into the cell, and then whatever the excretory material, carbon dioxide and other excretory material which are formed by the process of digestion and excretion, they are eliminated out of the body through the outgoing water. Similarly, in other animals also the various systems are there. But now we are directly shifting to the human beings. So in human beings, for the transport of material, there are body fluids. The most important body fluid is blood. Along with that, the lymph is also there. But through the blood only, the oxygen and food which is being absorbed in the intestine in the form of simple molecule, actually it get absorbed into the blood only. And similarly, the oxygen also get diffused into the blood. So oxygen and food, both of them are carried by the blood to the cell. And in the cell, the food is oxidized by the oxygen and carbon dioxide is produced. That carbon dioxide is also carried by the blood to the lungs from where it is eliminated. Similarly, other waste material which are toxic to the body are also present in the blood, and blood carries those toxic material to the kidney from where it is filtered out, and that way the formation of urine also takes place. That means overall is this, that we need a blood circulatory system through which the useful and waste material are useful material are transported to the cells and waste material are transported to the organs from where it is eliminated. So now we are shifting to the blood circulatory system of human beings. So blood circulatory system of the human beings, what are the components of the blood circulatory system? Just now we have seen the need of the blood circulatory system. But now we are here discussing the parts of the components of the blood circulatory system. So the components of the blood circulatory system are blood, blood vessel and heart. So in this chapter we will be discussing the structure of the various components of the blood. We will also be discussing the types of the blood vessel, their function, their differences. We will be discussing the structure of the heart and the function of the heart, how do the heart pumps the blood to our body and how do the blood is carried to the various parts of our body, and similarly some other accessory topics are also there in this chapter, like blood grouping is there, blood clotting is there, and similarly the various disorders related to the circulatory system, and one more topic, RH blood grouping, that is again a very special topic, will be discussing in this chapter. Okay, thank you.